My name's Rob Brown and I'm head of the Global Networking Council. That means I get to interview and work with the top networking people on the whole planet. And this is stuff around referrals and reputations and networking and work in a room and being more influential. And I get to share this with people like you. And I want to share with you right now the 5 secrets of the world's top networkers. The things that the world's best networkers do that if you did, you'd get the same results as them. More opportunities, more money, more wealth, more credibility and a better reputation. And the great news is that the stuff they do is coachable. In other words, if they do it, you can do it too. So get ready for the 5 best things that the world's best networkers do, and you can do the same. The first thing that the world's best networkers do is that they are more strategic than everyone else. What do we mean by that? Well, they've got a really good idea about who they want to meet and where they're going to meet them. Because too often, haven't you been at the wrong event, talking to the wrong people, having the wrong conversations, feeling a bit uncomfortable, feeling that you're wasting your time? Well, the great networkers are very focused with what they do. They know who they're after, they know how to get to those networks. They do it online and offline. They've got a plan, they've got objectives. So you really need to sit down and say, how does networking fit into the business development strategies that I've got and building my reputation? And if you can do like the pros do, you've got every chance of getting their results. The second thing that the world's best networkers do is that they open people up by asking better questions. So most of us ask 2 questions, what do you do and how's business? But the best networkers go further than that. So they may ask things like, do you do much networking? Where else do you network? What does your network look like? Where is your network strong? So they begin to explore what else is behind you and your network. They'll say things like, what's the biggest thing you're working on at the moment? So they get an idea of your projects and your plans. They might ask questions like, what's your particular area of expertise? You know, what is it that you're really good at? And once they get into these questions, they get behind the person and they differentiate themselves a little bit. Another question I often ask a lot is, what do you do when you're not networking and doing your business stuff? So you get a feel for the personal things behind people's front facade. If you can do this stuff, you've got every chance of being a world-class networker and getting the results that they get. The third thing that the best networkers in the world do is tell more stories. If you give me your job title when I ask you what you do, I might bar you, I might recommend you to someone, but if you give me a good story that I can pass on, I might sell you. I might talk about you when you're not there. And that's the part of an engaging personality that really locks people in and gets them thinking of you. So tell stories when they say, what do you do? You know, you might talk about a client that you're working with or a project that you've worked on or something you've just finished that a customer was really delighted with, and it opens people up to all the great things that you do. You might, when they ask you how's business, give them an example of the kind of things you're working on. Yeah, business is great. We're in the middle of this project right now where we're doing all this great stuff, and you're telling stories. It makes it come alive. It's pass-onable, and that's what the world's best networkers do if they want to be remembered. The fourth best thing that the world's best networkers do is they stay in touch. They follow up and they follow through. It's not just a bunch of business cards that you get from a networking event and then you go back to your computer and say, right, where was I? You've got to turn that stuff into something meaningful. To do that, you've got to follow through with people, keep in touch, send an email, make some phone calls, share something of value, share a website, an article, a resource, give them a referral, invite them to a networking event. This is what the best networkers do. 60% of people are going to want what you do, 70% of people are going to buy it within 12 months, and 80% are going to be probably with somebody else because they'll go to the last person they thought of. So you've got to stay front of mind and make sure that when they need what you do, they come to you first. So stay in touch, follow up, and follow through. The fifth thing that the world's best networkers do is they use technology. You see, the whole networking landscape has changed over the last few years. You don't have to be face-to-face with somebody now to make a connection. You've got online technology, online networks, mobile technology. You can reach out to all kinds of people. So blend the face-to-face stuff with the online stuff. It's not just cups of coffee, it's meaningful connections across the internet. And the world's best networkers use every resource available to make the connections they want and deepen the relationship that they've got. And when you do that, you'll be world class and you'll make things happen. So we know that the world's best networkers do stuff that you can do as well. This stuff's coachable, it's copyable, it's duplicatable. So let's go over what they do. First is that they're strategic. They know who they want to meet and where they want to meet them. The second is they ask great questions. They explore people's networks and what they're good at and some personal stuff that gets them deep in the relationship. The third is they tell great stories. They give examples and evidence for their supremacy. They make what they do come alive and differentiate themselves. The fourth thing is they follow up and they follow through. They don't just leave it as a business card. They make that relationship endure so that when people need what they do, they think of them first. And the fifth thing is they use the technology. There's some great stuff available to make great connections, and you should be doing that too. The old ways of networking are gone. So I challenge you to do what the best networkers have done, and you'll get the results that they've got, which is world-class profitability, great connections, and life and business is a lot more fun.